That wasn't a middle finger stuck out the window when I went by you?
I don't answer questions.
Oh, is that how it is? Okay, be right back with you.
I just have a quick question then. What was the reason for the stop?
Leave your middle finger sticking out the window. You had something to tell me, I want you to tell me to my face.
Welcome back to the LackLuster channel. Mr. J was traveling southbound with his wife on 9 Mile Road in North Carolina when he noticed a law enforcement vehicle approaching from the opposite direction. As it passed, Mr. J gave the deputy a single finger salute. Moments later, the deputy turned around and got behind him as Mrs. J began recording.
Lovely. Why do you think we're getting pulled over?
It's over. I don't know where he wants me to go. You recording?
Yeah.
Mr. J pulled over and is approached by a deputy of the Carteret County Sheriff's Office.
Please, sir.
Good afternoon, officer.
How are you?
To yourself. Before I say anything else, by the state of North Carolina, I have the duty to inform you that I'm currently concealed armed. Please don't carry a firearm.
Were you waving at me when I went by?
No.
That wasn't a middle finger stuck out the window when I went by you?
I don't answer questions.
Oh, is that how it is? Okay, be right back with you.
The unidentified deputy returns to his cruiser and Mr. J begins recording.
Just got pulled over, and he even said, it wasn't you just sticking your middle finger up at me.
So far, no other reason has been alleged for the purpose of stopping the family. And shortly after, a supervisor appears on scene and speaks with the deputy that initiated the stop.
Looks like 2. They usually always get back up.
Mr. J is blurred as he is an active duty member of the military and was legally carrying a concealed firearm at the time, contrary to the Second Amendment, but still required under North Carolina law. He informed the deputy that he was armed and presented his valid concealed carry permit, vehicle registration, and driver's license. The deputy returns a few minutes later, pointing out that Mr. J was listed in their system as a North Carolina resident, but held a Pennsylvania license.
Active duty military?
I don't answer questions.
Okay, are you active duty military? Because you're showing a Havelock address. So if you are, that's fine. I'm fine with it. If you're not active duty military and you're living in Havelock with a Pennsylvania driver's license, that's illegal. So if you want to try my patience, I'll be more than happy to oblige you.
Sure. I'm active duty military.
Let's see the military ID.
Is it okay if I reach for it?
Sure. You don't point yours at me, I won't point mine at you.
Well, that's good to hear.
The family has now been detained and Mr. J's papers seized for nearly 10 minutes, without an explanation as to what the deputy's legal justification for the stop was. Now handing over his military ID, Mr. J inquires what the reason for the stop is.
I just have a quick question then. What was the reason for the stop?
Leave your middle finger sticking out the window. You had something to tell me, I want you to tell me to my face.
So,
Because,
officer,
hey, listen. No, you listen to me. Okay?
I have to say that the Supreme Court has held that it is a constitutionally protected activity.
No, it's not.
Yes, it
in
is.
North Carolina, it is a disorderly conduct, and it's by statute disorderly conduct. I don't care what the Supreme Court says.
It has Supreme Court of the land.
I will lock you up, and you can fight it in the Supreme Court. I'm trying to be decent to you. I'm just curious as to why you don't want to be decent if you're active duty military. Do you not have respect for authority? Obviously, you don't. So if you don't, that's fine.
Flipping off a law enforcement officer is protected speech under the First Amendment and is not considered disorderly conduct in North Carolina or anywhere else in the United States. Courts have consistently ruled that offensive gestures toward law enforcement, absent any threats of violence, do not meet the legal standard for criminal conduct. Pulling someone over solely for exercising their constitutional right to free speech is not only unlawful, it's perhaps the most un-American act a law enforcement officer can commit. It reveals a fundamental ignorance of the very principles the U.S. Constitution was written to protect, and an alarming lack of self-control. Such conduct isn't just unprofessional, it's a clear abuse of power and a retaliatory act against protected expression. Under 42 U.S.C. Section 1983, it forms solid grounds for a civil rights lawsuit for violating the First Amendment. Several more minutes pass, during which the deputy spends most of his time speaking with his supervisor on scene and over the radio. When he finally returns, he makes it clear how petty he actually is by alerting Mr. J that he intends to contact his command personnel.
See if he gets back in his car. Yeah, he's coming back to me.
There you go, Mr. Next time you exercise your First Amendment rights, you better wave with all your fingers, because I'm going to have a conversation with your duty officer before you get back to the base. I already got the number.
Pretty
Have a good day.
Mr. J forgot to get the deputy's name or badge number, but attempted to file a complaint with the Carteret County Sheriff's Office anyway. However, when he arrived, the building was closed for the day despite the early hour. A couple days later, Mr. J returned to the sheriff's office and made his way to the front desk.
Thank you, sir.
Gentlemen, I was wondering where I should go if I wish to file a complaint against one of your deputies.
Yeah, you can do it online. Just go to Carteret Sheriff's Office.
Okay.
Carteret County's website. Unless you want to talk to somebody.
I would like to talk to somebody simply because when I was pulled over yesterday, the deputy never gave his name. I was hoping on trying to find out his name through, I would have supposed, traffic that came through about disorderly conduct or something like that yesterday.
I don't know anything about that. Let me see if I can find somebody for you to talk to.
I appreciate that.
After a brief wait, Mr. J was invited in to speak to Major Derek Moore.
I was pulled over by one of your sheriff's deputies yesterday. When he pulled me over, he didn't give his name. I was too busy telling him, because I have a duty to inform I was concealed carrying. I'm not concealed carrying at this time, but I'm, as you know, have to have a duty to inform. To ask him initially upon contact, but he pulled me over for what he thought was disorderly conduct. And now I'll be forthright. It's because he believed I flipped him off.
Okay.
Yeah, which I'm sure there's
That's not
opinions.
Conduct.
Huh?
That's not disorderly conduct.
I agree. I tried to explain that to him, but he didn't seem a very convincing mood. But like I said, I didn't get his name or his badge number if he has one.
Okay.
And I was hoping on getting that and then hopefully filing a complaint against him.
Well, you're doing that now.
Okay.
Let me. I haven't even logged in yet. I had a meeting this morning. Where were you pulled over at?
Major Moore gathers details of the stop and then inquires about the deputy's appearance.
Describe who?
The
Oh, he had stubble. I believe a mustache. I would consider him large and burly. But that's about it. My wife was recording. I do have his voice. I did not get his face.
You got the recording?
Yes.
Mr. J now plays some of the audio for Major Moore, who explains the complaint process.
And usually these complaints, and I'll show it to you. It's kind of just you write down what happened, basically
Right.
what you're telling me.
Right.
And then I call the deputy in here, talk to him, find out their side of it.
Mm-hmm.
But with what that's all I needed was there.
Yeah.
And then we take a disciplinary action. Now, I don't tell you what the disciplinary action is. I just let you know that we've handled the situation.
Okay.
But I do that in writing. So I'll send you an email or a letter or something like that.
Okay.
To let you know that it's been handled. Again, we don't tell the public what we've done. It's just, and it's not that we're trying to be secretive or anything.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that by law, we actually can't disclose what punishment we're giving them. And it could be days off without pay. It could be...
A multitude of reasons.
yeah, it could be, yeah.
It'll be in the report then, I guess.
What's that?
He did ask me if I was military, because apparently in his system, and I was actually not aware of this either, when he looked up my registration, it claims that I live in, which is true, and but my registration, all that stuff is in. I can understand, technically if I wasn't active duty, then that would be illegal if I'm living in North Carolina, but
You're active duty, correct?
I'm active duty. He didn't know that. I didn't give him my active duty military card upon initial contact. I gave my driver's license and all that. I mean, I wanted to. I wasn't trying to be a smartass. At least I don't feel like I was trying to be a smartass. But in the video, it shows that I was like, well, I don't answer questions. I don't want to answer any more questions, right? Because he pulled me over for something that isn't disorderly conduct. And so he was like, he got pretty confrontational with that. Like, oh, well, if you're not, then that's illegal, and you're going to test my patient's cells. And that also came up.
Is there any way you can email that video to me?
Yes, it's 2 videos, but I believe
It's fairly big, I'd imagine.
there's 11-minute video and then a 1.5-minute video. So I did try. I don't think Gmail is able to pass that along. I don't suppose you'd be willing to, because I have it on my Google Drive. Yep. If I think I can share it to you via that way.
Absolutely.
Okay. Yeah.
And my email is on that card there.
Oh, thank you.
Major Moore exits for a moment and returns with a complaint form for Mr. J.
We've chosen to get in this career, and we've chosen to take all the bad shit that comes in this career.
Right.
So I do apologize that happened. It will be taken care of.
I greatly appreciate that.
And I'll leave you with this promise that, again, I work extremely hard to keep my badge clean, and I don't tolerate anybody that tries to use it as a bullying machine or, and you will never hear me say I am the law. I'm not the law, I uphold the law. It's a completely different thing. I'm just as human as everybody else, and we're all one team, one fight, and I'm sorry it happened, but we will absolutely rectify it, and I appreciate you coming in last night.
I appreciate your.
We don't tolerate that kind of behavior from our deputies.
I really appreciate it. Well, I'll do this online. I have your number, your card. So.
The video ends there, but Mr. J didn't. He filed a formal written complaint against the deputy, who was later identified as Deputy Little by Major Moore, based on his voice and physical description. At the time of this publication, it's unclear whether any discipline or retraining has been implemented. That said, Major Moore's response marks a rare and welcome departure from the usual wall of silence that protects misconduct in law enforcement. Incidents like this happen every day, but in most cases, filing a complaint either goes nowhere or puts the citizen in an even worse position. In our opinion, Deputy Little has no business wearing a badge. His retaliation over an act so clearly protected by the Constitution isn't just unlawful, it's cowardly, shameful, and un-American. And thanks to the suffocating grip of police unions, it's unlikely this disgraceful behavior will cost him his certification. All we can hope is that Major Moore's leadership brings swift change to the culture beneath him, starting with the removal of those who dishonor the oath. Let me know what you think. But before you go, I've had many ask whether I intend to review the deposition recently published by Jeff Gray.
You solemnly swear that the testimony you're about to give in the following falls to be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
I don't recall.
This isn't some free will state, man. This is how it is in the state of Mississippi.
Would you begin by giving us your full name?
I don't recall.
You don't have a middle name?
I don't recall.
Sergeant Joffrion, I think you know what we're here about.
I don't recall.
You made a statement that Mr. Gray didn't need to explain anything to you because I literally don't care. Do you remember saying that?
Correct.
You don't need to. You don't need to explain anything to me because I literally don't care.
So what is the crime of vagrancy?
Can't think of it off the top of my head right now.
Are you aware that the statute had been repealed 5 years before you accused Mr. Gray of vagrancy?
Can you get body camera videos in the state of Mississippi through a public record request?
Absolutely not.
We've already established that you told Mr. Gray that a citizen can't get body cam footage and that's not accurate. Why did you tell us that?
That's not what anybody said.
I don't recall.
What is your department's policy on review of body cam footage?
I don't recall.
Don't worry, I've been working on it, and others that share remarkable similarities.
This has now taken a dramatic turn with the sheriff at the center of the controversy, refusing to answer questions under oath. Fox Files investigator Chris Hayes reveals the bombshell video deposition tonight.
In Pike County, Missouri, family of Nathaniel Mueller continues searching for answers in Nathan's mysterious disappearance and death. The Bowling Green police chief has alleged a cover-up by the sheriff's office.
It is clear that the Pike County Sheriff's Office knew of the location of Mueller's body for a month prior to the discovery of his remains.
Mueller disappeared this past December and was reportedly found dead in a pond February 28th.
I'll go the fifth on this one. I want to take the fifth on this one also.
Where was Nathaniel Mueller's body found?
He took the fifth.
Was Nathaniel Mueller murdered, to your knowledge?
Here he looked to the side at his attorney, then answered as you will predict by now.
I'll go the fifth on this one.
The sheriff's major, who's accused in the cover-up, remains on duty. One of the few questions Sheriff Cordy did answer.
Is he under investigation by you?
No.